The entire dating industry has lied to you. They sell you courses, pre-written lines, psychological tricks, but all based on a fatal illusion that you can convince a woman to like you. Here's the raw truth. You cannot, and you should not even try. Whenever you try to win her over, you have already lost from the start. Why? Because that action comes from a place of neediness. And women can smell neediness from a mile away. It is not in your words, it is in the energetic frequency you emit. While you are scrambling to be perfect, her subconscious is scanning for only one thing: a survival test. Next to this man, am I truly safe to be myself? Her silence, her indifferent nod. That is not a rejection. It is a defensive wall. It is the answer to your test. In the next 5 minutes, we are going to throw out all those lies. I will not teach you how to get her. I will show you how to build a man so solid that she willingly steps into your world. I'll give you 3 keys to break down that defensive wall, not by attacking, but by becoming a safe harbor. And when that happens, her revealing everything is not a goal you have to conquer. It's an inevitable result. So how does the lie that you have to convince her manifest in reality? It turns you into an interviewer. This is the first mistake, the one that 99% of men make, and it kills safety from the second sentence. You turn a potential encounter into a job interview, and she is the reluctant hiring manager. What do you do for a living? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? You think you are gathering information to find common ground. But here is what she actually feels. You are putting her in a position to perform. You are asking her to provide data, to work to maintain the conversation. To put it bluntly, you are an energy beggar. You are saying, I have nothing interesting to offer, so please give me something to hold on to. And immediately the defense mode is activated. The wall goes up. Because no woman wants to feel like she is carrying the emotional weight for a man. She is not looking for a project to fix. She's looking for a lighthouse. So, what is the first key to breaking down that wall? Very simple. Reverse the flow of energy. Stop asking. Start inviting. Do not try to take anything from her world. Instead, offer a piece of your world first. Offer a perspective, an emotion, a story. Stop knocking on her door. Instead, open your own door and let the warm light from inside spill out, inviting her to step in. Look at this raw difference. The script for most of you, you ask timidly, what do you do? She replies soullessly, having answered this question 100 times. I just work in an office. And then, silence. The conversation dies right there. You panic, searching for the next question. Now, try this. You do not ask. You share first. You say with passion, I work in the creative industry. Sometimes it drives me crazy. But the feeling of creating something from nothing, it is truly amazing. You pause. You have given a part of yourself. Now you look at her sincerely and extend an invitation, not a question. What about you? What in your life, whether it is a small project, a crazy hobby, makes your eyes light up when you talk about it? Do you see the difference? It's no longer an exchange of information. It is an exchange of energy. You are no longer demanding. You are sharing and inviting. You have dared to show a controlled vulnerability. You have lowered your own weapon first. And that very act is silently sending the most powerful signal. My world is safe enough for me to be myself, and it's safe enough for you too. When a man dares to open up first, he gives a woman permission to do the same. You have succeeded with the first key. You have opened up your world. She is starting to feel safe. But now comes the real test. The test that will determine whether she just likes you or truly respects you. And this is where most men, once again, fail miserably. They fall into the nice guy trap. They think the key to keeping the connection is to always agree, always nod, always keep things smooth. You think that always agreeing will make her like you more? No. The harsh truth is, it kills respect. Think about this logically. A person with no opinion, no standpoint, who is willing to discard their own views just to please someone else, is not a trustworthy person. You become an emotional chameleon, a formless ghost. So how can she feel safe to reveal her true self, with all her own edges and opinions, to someone who does not even dare to be himself? She's not looking for a mirror that just reflects her own image. She's looking for a solid mountain to lean on. The second key to building that absolute trust is called the velvet-covered steel frame. Picture it. The steel frame is who you are. Your core values, beliefs, and opinions. It is something that cannot be bent, cannot be shaken just by a displeased look. It is your truth. But the velvet cover is how you present that steel frame. It is not rudeness, aggression, or imposition. The velvet is respect, it is openness, it is calmness. It is how you say, "This is who I am, and I also completely respect who you are." Let us see it in action in a situation where 99% of men would panic. She says something challenging. "I do not believe in long-term love." The failure script. Your heart sinks. The fear of losing her rises. You quickly abandon your own view. "Oh, you are probably right. It is hard to believe these days. You've just proven you have no backbone." Respect evaporates. Now the script of a solid man. She says, "I do not believe in long-term love." You do not flinch. You nod calmly, look her straight in the eye, and say with an understanding tone, "I can see why a lot of people feel that way." There are a lot of reasons to lose faith. You have applied the first velvet layer with validation. You pause for a moment, then continue clearly. "My perspective is a little different, but I would genuinely like to hear more about the experiences that led you to think that way." That is the steel frame. And that is the second velvet layer. You see? You are not arguing, you are not dismissing, you are not trying to fix her. You are simply standing firm on your own ground while simultaneously opening up a safe space for her to stand on hers. You have just proven something priceless. You can be yourself, even if you are different from me. I will not run away, I will listen. This is the foundation of respect, and from respect, all doors will begin to open. You have the key of invitation, you have the key of respect, but those two keys are completely useless if you do not understand the deepest operational layer, the subconscious layer, where the final decision is made. And here's the biggest illusion you are still believing. You believe she is listening to the clever words you are saying. The raw truth is, she is not really listening. She is feeling. Picture this. Inside every woman is a sophisticated scanner, a seismic sensor evolved over millions of years to detect the truth. It does not hear your words, it scans your energy. It scans the way your shoulders are relaxed or tense. It scans the way your eyes hold a gaze or dart away unconsciously. It scans your silence. All of that data is fed into a central processor just to answer one core survival-based question. Is this man solid, or is he just acting? And this is the final key, the one that encompasses all others. The unspoken groundedness. It is not what you say, it is who you are when you are not saying anything at all. It is the calm in your chest when she throws out a challenge. It is the comfort in silence instead of the panic to fill it with meaningless chatter. It is the energy you radiate, an energy that says, no matter how chaotic the outside world is, here in my space, everything is okay. The first two keys, the invitation and the velvet-covered steel frame, are not independent tricks. They are exercises for you to train this groundedness. When you dare to give first, you build groundedness. When you dare to hold your ground respectfully, you reinforce that groundedness. And gradually you create what is called the halo effect, a safe energetic field around you that she can feel intuitively. That is when she begins to feel truly safe. You now have the 3 keys to open the first door of trust. Anyone can pretend, can act for 5 minutes. But to make her reveal everything, you have to pass deeper tests. You have to become a master of maintaining that safe space, even when the storms hit. And that is what we are going to master right now. So you have the 3 keys. You have opened the first door, the conversation starts to flow. She laughs. She opens up more. And in your head a voice says, "I did it, it's working." And here, at this very moment of initial success, is where most men fail most painfully. This is where the real game begins. Welcome to the masterclass. Passing the consistency test, the most rigorous test. The most rigorous test. Understand this. After feeling initially safe, a woman's subconscious will automatically trigger one final test. A ruthless and extremely sophisticated test. It is the consistency test. She needs to know, is the groundedness you showed at the beginning your true nature, or just an act to win her over? Is your confidence real, or is it conditional, only existing when she responds positively? And this test often comes in a very familiar form. Imagine, everything is going great. She is laughing, she lightly touches your arm, she looks at you with that look, and then suddenly, without warning, she withdraws, she picks up her phone and scrolls, or she suddenly goes quiet, or she replies with one-word answers. Instantly, panic rises in your chest. The needy voice inside you starts to scream, "Oh no, what did I say wrong? I have to do something to get her back." And so you fall into the deadliest trap, the collapse at success trap. You start trying harder, you tell a lame joke, you ask a stupid question. You become tense. And in that moment, she has her answer. So it was all an act. His confidence is fake, it is completely dependent on my approval. And that is it. Game over. Trust evaporates. So, what is the way to handle this? How do you pass this test? The answer is both simple and brutally difficult. Do nothing. When she withdraws, you do not flinch. You do not panic. You maintain your own calm. You can comfortably lean back in your chair, take a sip of water, or simply enjoy the silence as if it were a natural part of the conversation. Your non-reaction, your absolute composure is the most powerful answer. It proves that your groundedness is not a gimmick. It is your nature. It does not depend on her. Your peace does not require anyone's permission. When she feels that, she will automatically put her phone down and return to you, because that energy is extremely rare and extremely safe. The master key, emotional validation. Once you have proven your consistency, you have built the foundation of trust. Now it is time to lay the final brick, the one that will turn trust into an unbreakable, deep connection. This is the master skill, emotional validation. Understand this clearly. Validation does not mean agreement. Most men, when they hear a woman share a problem or a fear, immediately jump into fix-it mode. You should not feel that way. Do not be scared. It's nothing. This problem is simple to solve. You think you are helping. But the truth is, you are unintentionally sending a cruel message. Your feelings are wrong. The way you see the world is irrational. You are invalidating her experience. Emotional validation is a completely different act. It is the ability to listen to her story and tell her with both your words and your energy that your feelings are valid and I understand them. Look at this raw example. She tells you about a fear at work, a fear that your rational mind deems illogical. The failure response: do not be scared. You are overthinking it. There is nothing to worry about. You have just slammed the door to her soul shut. The master's response: you listen intently. You look into her eyes and say with sincerity, hearing what you just said, I can completely understand why that would make you feel so scared and pressured. You see? You are not agreeing that the fear is right. You are simply validating that her feelings, from her perspective and her experience, are completely valid. In that moment, you are no longer an outsider. You have stepped into her world. You become the only person in the world who truly gets her, without judgment. And this is the strongest glue of trust. When a woman feels understood on an emotional level, the final door of her soul will open. All secrets, all wounds, all deepest dreams will be placed in your hands because she knows that there they will be safe. Emotional intelligence, adjusting the volume, not changing the music. The final skill in this masterclass is refinement. It is the sign of a man who is not just strong, but also wise. It is emotional intelligence. Picture this. Your grounded nature, your steel frame, that is the music. That music should never be changed. But with different people and different situations, a masterful conductor knows when to adjust the volume. The thing is, not all women are the same. You meet a woman who is strong, confident, and full of energy. With her, you can turn up the volume, you can tease her sharply, you can challenge her. Your energy can meet hers head-on, creating attractive sparks. But if you meet a woman who is more shy, more reserved, and you use that same volume, you will scare her. You will overwhelm her. Your energy will feel like a storm, and she will seek shelter. This does not mean you have to change who you are. It does not mean you have to become weak. It means you adjust how you deliver that energy. With the shyer woman, you still keep your steel frame, but the velvet cover will be thicker. Your voice will be warmer. Your gaze will be softer. Your silence will be more inviting than challenging. For example, when disagreeing, with the confident one, you might say, "Wow, you are a handful. It is playful, challenge." With the shyer one, you would say, "I really like how you know what you want. That honesty is so admirable." The core message is exactly the same. I have my view, you have yours, and that is perfectly okay. But the delivery has been calibrated to match her emotional frequency. When a man can do this, he does not just prove he's solid. He proves that he sees her. He understands her, and the feeling of being seen and understood so completely, that is an experience no woman can ever forget. That is not manipulation. That is leadership through emotional intelligence. We have gone through a long journey, from from the first keys to breaking down the defensive wall to the master skills for building an unbreakable trust. And now, at the end of this road, I want you to understand one final truth, a truth that encompasses everything. You cannot make her reveal everything. This entire video, all these techniques and mindsets, they are not tools for you to crack open a woman's soul. Anyone who thinks like that has already failed from the start. The real purpose of this journey is not to change her. The purpose is to change yourself. Understand that. A woman's openness is not a victory for you to conquer. It is a gift, and that gift is only voluntarily given to the man she feels is safe enough, solid enough to receive it. So it is not about the tricks you learn. It is about the man you become. It is about building an inner world so solid that you no longer need validation from anyone outside to feel whole. It is about having your own direction, your own purpose in life, a fire inside that no one can extinguish. When a man has that, he stops chasing, he stops trying. He simply exists with a self-contained groundedness. And that very existence creates what is called gravitational pull, a natural, effortless attraction that pulls others towards him. When you become that man, her openness is no longer a goal you have to strategize for. It is no longer a reward you have to fight to get. It is simply a natural reaction. A reaction of a heart that is found where it belongs. A safe harbor, next to a man who is not trying to be perfect, but is simply authentic and solid. And that is the final code. If today's journey has opened a new path for you, do not let it stop here. This is just the beginning. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because in the next video we will go deeper into... Thank you for walking with me to the end of the road. Remember, build yourself first and everything else will follow.